Speaking of dread, I read that you said you were working with you said that working with the size of dread personality really matters. Elaborate, please.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him. He's a very nice guy. He's cool. So
Yeah.
you're saying if it's going to lead to my next question, but I want to know why you said that.
So I think there's like, if you think about physics,
Right.
About like the physicality of your body, he's very large. He's very girthy.
Right.
And when your body, so usually when we start shooting, we'll get like a warm up period
Right.
where he's slowly putting it in.
Right.
And just like trying to warm you up into it. It's a lot. The feeling, the sensation is a lot at first. And, you know, if you're in your head about anything, it's going to be very difficult because you're like tense.
You have to let go.
Yeah, you have to like try to relax and like let your body like acclimate to what's happening.
That's interesting.
And so if your personality is not like calm and like inviting and welcoming to people, then they'll be tense and like, you know, it'll be hard. I mean, there's other people that I've worked with who have, you know, very large dicks, and I've felt had a different experience because of that.
And that was my next question. Have you had a performer use their penis as a weapon? By the way they perform, like they're using it to jackhammer you and just pound you out, opposed to actually being pleasurable and
I think a lot of
them do it like that.
Yeah, I mean, when we're shooting,
Yeah.
especially for studios, it's like pleasure is secondary. You know, all you're thinking about is delivering a good performance, and it's up to the male performer to be able to read these cues.
Right.
Of like, is your body tense? Are you like visually like you don't look like you're enjoying it, or are you making, you know, certain sounds or movements that make it look like you're not comfortable, you know, and like adjusting as needed.
Could you come home to somebody like Dread every day?
Probably not.
Okay. Are you a size queen?
I am, but not that.
That size queen. Not an enormous size queen.
Yeah.
So does boyfriend penis work for you?
I would prefer it to be bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we all have different, you know, expectations of boyfriend dick.
Right,
I feel.
right.
I feel like some girls are calling 5-6 inches boyfriend dick,
okay.
and I'm like,
Okay.
so that's a bit smaller for me personally. I mean, like my perfect dick is like between 8 and 9.
Jesus Christ.
And like girthy. Like I care more about girth
We got a bona fide
than
freak in the building.
anything else.
The girth, huh?
Yeah, the girth really gets me.